Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back through daily crypto news and analysis, and today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP. So sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I just want to ask you guys, please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely. Also, if you guys do find any information in this video valuable or just interesting in general, definitely consider subscribing and turning notifications on, and I will greatly appreciate it. Now, overall, everybody's getting a little bit excited. Everybody's getting on, to the edge of their seat, getting a little bit, happy, I would say, because of Bitcoin kind of breaking out a little bit. But honestly, this is very weak price action. I'm actually not really caring about these percentages that Bitcoin's up. Like, these are like small figures compared to most. Even XRP is only up about 3.15%. This is nothing. The overall total global crypto market cap, 3.45%. Again, this is nothing. So overall, when we're taking a look at Bitcoin, so we are rejecting off of $44,000. This white line up here that we hit, that's $44,200. And that's the 618 on the Fibs scale. Overall, we came down, tested this nice little waters of 39.5K, which is pretty much that wick going all the way back to September. But this nice inverse that we have currently on the chart is not too selling to me. First off, diminishing volume while we are increasing into price appreciation a little bit, but we already hit resistance, and the sell pressure is picking up a little bit in terms of sell volume, but the volume is extremely low. RSI is still fairly rough. I am very concerned with this price action because guess what? I believe it's very weak, which tells me this is probably going to turn around a little bit and come down and retest either possibly those nice lows from, September, or we're going back down to pretty much the August lows at about 37.5K. I've told you guys watch for 37.5K because these are some alarming signals when we are seeing diminishing volume while we are continuing to move up in price. There's not a lot of volume pushing us up, so there's not a lot of strength on this nice run. I want us to officially break over our demand zone up here, which is the demand zone going as far back as pretty much September, but in general, above this point I get a little bit bullish, which is about 45.5K. But realistically speaking, we need to reclaim 53K for us to actually have any sort of nice price appreciation on Bitcoin. So, of course, those are my numbers, those are my figures, and that's my analysis on Bitcoin's recent move in price. I do want to talk to you guys, though, about this nice, I shouldn't say nice, but this delay that we got today on the SEC versus Ripple case. Now, I know I've talked to you guys about a settlement in the past. I've talked about, a possible settlement many times. I believe that when we're talking about a settlement, I think that it's getting closer and closer and closer. And I think that this delay is a little suspicious. First off, we've never had a COVID delay in this case during the entire time. Okay, now mind you, the original case, I should say the original lawsuit came out in December of 2020. Now we are in January of 2022, and overall, when we are talking about, how long this case has gone on for, especially in the heights of, COVID during the, really rough times, there was never a delay. And now we are seeing a delay and an extension to February 28th from our original January date. Now, of course, James K. Fallon is going on to say, it could possibly be, people's family getting sick. It could be anything. We don't know. But I do say, when we're talking about how long this has been going on for, I believe that they could easily go on to a Zoom meeting and have this, same exact, meeting overall. But in general, they're not doing that. And we actually see here, the entire Ripple SEC Gov trial has been going on through the pandemic, but now it needs to be delayed because of it. Just can't social distance in the courtroom or Zoom. And, it is very interesting to say the least that this is actually going on right now. I think that there's something more to it in general, but of course, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If I had to take a guess, I think that this all goes hand in hand with what's unfolding currently in this market. And I think that the bearable bull kind of sums this up perfectly. In the past few days, we have been seeing Powell says report on digital currency is ready and stablecoin/CBDCs can coexist. Ripple and SEC both delay case for a month. Tom Emmer proposes bill to ban Fed from having a China-like CBDC. Something big is brewing, and I like it. And we even see down here, Ripple lawsuit ending in 2022. Fed report on digital currencies coming soon. Digital currency legislation coming soon per Tom Emmer. XRP is poised for significant adoption. CFPB, virtual currency, XRP, which can be used for effect settlement. I think that we should pay attention to what is unfolding before our eyes. And also, just so you guys know, the reason for a lot of these external extensions, this is the reason. Read closely to this Ripple versus Tetragon case. An SEC settlement necessarily requires the authorization of an enforcement proceeding. Finding that such an authorization triggers a securities default would render the explicit inclusion of settlements to be meaningless. Ripple pleaded with the SEC not to determine within its own theater that XRP is a security. The question is not yet resolved, so a determination has not been made. And when it is made, it will be made by the district court. That the SEC is not the authority making the determination on this track impermissible under the agreement. The possibility that the ultimate determination of whether XRP is a security may be made by another government authority, aka possibly Congress. I would not be surprised if Congress stepped in and actually had this. And of course, we do see Congress making this new legislation. It is very possible. I would not be surprised if we do see, a settlement through, that's right, Congress. And we are seeing a lot of stuff actually happening with this. We actually see this. Bill seeks to ban Fed from issuing digital currency to consumers. That is pretty much what Tom Emmer just posted today. This is a massive bill that's going hand in hand with, CBDCs, stable coins, pretty much everything talking about digital currencies. And he's basically saying simply, put, we must prioritize, blockchain technology with American characteristics rather than mimic China's, CBDC approach. Overall, I kind of completely agree with him on this. I think that we have the potential, we have, the technology to really reinvent the wheel and do things on our own. We don't need to copy and paste other CBDC, projects or anything like that, because guess what? Is the US losing the race right now? 100%. 100% they're losing the race, and this is all stemming back to the SEC lawsuit. In my mind, I think that we are closing the gap on a settlement. I've said this multiple times since around December. I know when we're talking about, the SEC and XRP and a settlement, a lot of people are spewing nonsense. We have people saying that it's insider information, that a settlement's going to happen here and there. Like, we were supposed to see a settlement back in September, per the words of some higher up individuals, because of insider news. Of course, that did not happen. And I understand exactly how frustrated a lot of you are probably all on this subject. Trust me, I've been holding XRP since before the lawsuit, so I know exactly how frustrating this is. It is absolutely annoying and it's ridiculous, but hearing somebody say that a settlement's going to happen because of this, that, and it's pretty much just all kind of made up, it's getting even more frustrating. But overall, when we're talking about a settlement possibly happening, I believe that 2022 is the year that it will happen. I don't know specifically when. I was expecting by the end of January, but it looks like we're going to need to wait a little bit longer to see what happens with this expert discovery, which sucks because guess what? This is almost around March of this year. This is pretty much the last day of February, which is concerning to me because that's a fairly long way ahead. But of course, by then, this market should be looking extremely different. But of course, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Now, we also see from Stuart Alderati, which is the general counsel at Ripple, quoting Gary Gensler's overall speech, talking about, the principles that of the SEC and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's actually kind of ridiculous if you read it. It's honestly annoying. But of course, we do see, in all seriousness, the football field with no referee analogy Chair Gensler insists on using is wrong. The truth is the SEC uses regulation by enforcement to create an uneven playing field and picks winners/losers according to ALPOC rules they make up as they go along. His speech says a high-impact case pulls many other actors back from the line. Does that sound like regulation by enforcement to anyone else? The SEC intends that the mere filing of a case chills behavior, regardless of whether they are right on the law or the facts. Because after all, that's why the SEC plays the delay card and uses it to their advantage. So much for justice delayed is justice denied. How about publicly committing to moving the Ripple case as swiftly as possible with no more delays? And honestly, I'm right there with them on this. In terms of these delays, you guys honestly want to know my opinion on this? Fine, I'll give you guys my opinion. I think all these delays are just kind of made up nonsense to continue to push these dates further and further out, to make a lot of people impatient that are holding XRP. And, a lot of people will get very impatient to the point where they sell their XRP, even with all the information that they know about it, because they're seeing other people make gains on this, that coin, whatever the case may be. And that's exactly how you get shaken out. You don't get shaken out by, price drops or this, that. You get shaken out by time, because guess what? The weakest hands will fold under time. Patience is one heck of a way to really shake a lot of people out. Why do you think there's a lot of competitions where you have to stand there all day waiting and with your hand on like a car or something? Because patience is the best way to shake out weak hands. Now, of course, during all this time, we still see Ripple posting and talking about these underserved markets. This goes back to January 11th, 2 days ago. I actually just talked to you guys a little bit about this, but overall, this is focusing on, of course, difficulties relating to COVID-19. And of course, it is putting underserved markets under increasing pressures. And the advantages of digitization serve as an accelerant for payments or payment companies that are seeking greater value in offering alternatives with the same benefits of trust and affordability, but through fully regulated systems. So, of course, they are talking more so about regulated systems in general. I do believe that we will see regulations this year. And when we're talking about that, right? So first off, we do see that they are focused on 1.7 billion here. They're talking about FX rates and how they want to make them a lot more affordable. I honestly pat Ripple on the back for this, because they are really kind of focusing on those poor economies, especially around the world, even in the U.S. as well. Anybody who is living in poverty that's trying to make payments and have to pay astronomical fees, it's truly saddening. But overall, when we're talking about all of this, Ripple de-risk payments by replacing gray markets. They're pretty much talking more so about getting that nice, high-quality payment efficiency, aka speed, transparency, reliability, cost, all that kind of stuff. In general, when we're talking about this, I think that Ripple is going to be the racehorse that brings, regulations to the space. I think that when we're talking about clarity for XRP, I think that it's going to be a bombshell event. I think that it's going to spew massive waves throughout this entire market. I honestly think that it's going to be a massive aftershock event where we do see XRP get that clarity, not a lot happens, and then all of a sudden, all at once, boom, a massive shockwave hits the entire crypto world. The entire market gets shaken up, and I honestly, I can't say for certain what's going to happen. We never seen this in history at all. But I do believe that this XRP lawsuit is one of the biggest bombshell events in crypto history, and I'm very happy for all of those individuals who are in this market right now that are holding XRP, that are watching this all unfold, because this is history in the making. This is the largest, case in SEC history, in my opinion, that is going to be heard around the world. This case will go down in history, and it's going to be looked on in time as the main clarity standard for digital payments, digital tokens, and digitization in general for digital assets. So with all of that in mind, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.